Imagine a world where the US and Russia, history's biggest rivals, ditch the death stares and become best friends forever. Crazy, right? But what if it actually happened? This video dives into 3 mind-bending scenarios where a US-Russia alliance rewrites the global rulebook. Buckle up for a future filled with space exploration, high-tech collaboration, and maybe even a little global tension. But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and now let's get started. In 2024, after decades of rivalry and intermittent hostility, the United States and Russia surprised the world by announcing a comprehensive partnership. This unprecedented move marked the dawn of a new era of cooperation, reshaping the geopolitical landscape in ways previously unimaginable. The first sign of change came with the revival of arms control agreements. The US and Russia, recognizing the existential threat posed by their vast nuclear arsenals, agreed to a new strategic arms reduction treaty, START 4. This treaty not only reduced the number of deployed nuclear warheads, but also included provisions for eliminating entire categories of delivery systems. For the first time in decades, the specter of nuclear war seemed to recede, and global security benefited enormously. Economically, the lifting of sanctions on Russia opened up vast opportunities for both countries. US companies, from tech giants in Silicon Valley to energy firms in Texas, flocked to Russia to capitalize on new markets and resources. Simultaneously, Russian businesses found eager partners and investors in the US. The resulting economic boom created jobs and spurred growth, benefiting citizens on both sides of the Atlantic. This newfound friendship also brought stability to Europe. The conflict in Ukraine, a major point of contention, saw breakthrough as the US and Russia brokered a lasting peace agreement. NATO, reassured by the reduced threat from the East, scaled back its military buildup in Eastern Europe. The European Union, meanwhile, welcomed the chance for economic and political stability, which allowed it to focus on internal reforms and economic recovery. On the global stage, the US and Russia began to work together in the United Nations and other international bodies. Their cooperation led to more effective responses to crises in the Middle East and Africa. Joint initiatives on climate change, combining Russia's vast natural resources and the US's technological prowess, resulted in significant strides towards reducing global carbon emissions. However, this newfound alliance was not without its challenges. Both nations had to navigate the concerns of their traditional allies. Europe, wary of being sidelined, demanded assurances that its interests would be protected. China, seeing the potential for a united front against its own ambitions, sought to strengthen its alliances in Asia. Domestically, both US and Russian leaders faced opposition. Critics in the US worried about the implications of aligning too closely with a country they had long viewed with suspicion. In Russia, nationalists balked at the perceived loss of sovereignty. Despite these hurdles, the benefits of cooperation gradually won over public opinion, solidifying the alliance. In an alternative scenario, the friendship between Russia and the US led to the emergence of a new bipolar world order, echoing the Cold War era but with a cooperative twist. This alignment didn't completely isolate China, but it did redefine global power structures. The partnership began with a shared vision for space exploration. The US and Russia combined their expertise, leading to the creation of an international space station on the Moon. This venture symbolized their commitment to peaceful cooperation and scientific progress. The Moon base became a hub for international scientific research, with astronauts and scientists from around the world participating. On Earth, the US and Russia established a joint cyber defense initiative. Recognizing the growing threat of cyber warfare, they pooled their resources to protect critical infrastructure from malicious attacks. This collaboration set new global standards for cybersecurity, prompting other nations to follow suit. Economically, the alliance spurred innovations in technology and energy. Russian and American scientists worked together on renewable energy projects, developing new technologies that reduced reliance on fossil fuels. This cooperation accelerated the transition to a greener economy, helping to mitigate the impacts of climate change. However, the new bipolar world order was not without its tensions. China, feeling the pressure of this powerful alliance, sought to assert its influence in Asia and Africa. It formed a counter-alliance with several emerging economies, leading to a delicate balance of power. While direct conflict was avoided, regional tensions remained high, particularly in the South China Sea and along the Indian border. Despite these challenges, the US-Russia partnership led to significant advancements in global governance. The United Nations, revitalized by their cooperation, became more effective in addressing international crises. Their joint efforts in health, education, and poverty alleviation made tangible improvements in many developing countries. In a third scenario, the friendship between Russia and the US proved to be a fragile piece, filled with moments of cooperation, but also fraught with underlying tensions. The initial optimism of 2024 gradually gave way to a more complex reality. The partnership began with ambitious projects, such as the establishment of a joint Arctic research station to study climate change and exploit natural resources. This collaboration was hailed as a model of international cooperation, leading to significant scientific discoveries and economic benefits. However, as time passed, underlying geopolitical rivalries resurfaced. In the Middle East, the US and Russia found themselves backing opposing sides in regional conflicts. These tensions strained their relationship, leading to diplomatic spats and occasional military standoffs. Economically, the benefits of cooperation were unevenly distributed. While some sectors thrived, others faced challenges. Russian industries struggled to compete with more technologically advanced American firms, leading to economic disparities that fueled nationalist sentiments in Russia. In the US, concerns about the influence of Russian oligarchs on American politics led to renewed calls for sanctions and stricter regulations. Despite these issues, the fragile peace brought some positive changes. Both nations continued to collaborate on global health initiatives, successfully combating pandemics and improving healthcare in developing countries. Their joint efforts in space exploration led to the discovery of new resources on Mars, sparking a new era of interplanetary exploration. Ultimately, the friendship between Russia and the US in this scenario was a balancing act. It required constant negotiation and compromise, and while it brought significant benefits, it also highlighted the challenges of maintaining a stable and cooperative international relationship. Each of these scenarios underscores the profound impact that a US-Russia friendship could have on the world, illustrating both the potential for positive change and the complexities inherent in such a relationship.